Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick video and show you how to make pico de gallo. So we're having tacos here at the house tonight, actually fajitas, and I just wanted to show you how to make pico de gallo with the Adobo Fusion style and how we make it here. So basically we started off with 2 whole tomatoes. Cut your tomatoes relatively thin, about that thick, and then all I do is cut it in half and down the corners and then just twist it, obviously have a sharp knife, and then just slice into that. And that's how basically I made all those. I got 1 clove of garlic. This is cilantro. We got fresh lime today and kosher coarse salt. We use this, by the way, and I do a lot of cooking with this. And in case you guys didn't know, iodized salt or table salt is not good when you heat it up. So for this application, since we're not adding any heat to this particular recipe, regular table salt's just fine. But if you're ever going to cook with salt and heat it up, you probably don't want to use the iodized salt. That's where the kosher salt really comes to the rescue here. And then of course we'll add a little bit of Adobo Fusion in towards the end and kick it up a notch. So we're just going to try to dump these tomatoes here in the bowl without making too much of a mess. Actually, I got to move my limes. Move that off to the edge, dump that in, cut the cilantro in, it's good enough. We're going to add the top of this lime, so that's good enough lime juice. We're going to get a little bit of olive oil and drizzle a little bit of that in there. That's probably about a half a teaspoon roughly, or to a teaspoon. Anyway, yep, already added that. Let's go ahead and add the salt, assuming I can get the salt open. And definitely about a half a teaspoon here, so it's about that much. I'm not going to use all of it. Maybe I will. Yep, about like that, because of all the lime. And then we'll use about a half a teaspoon of the Adobo Fusion rub. Take that out. Alright, and then just basically you're going to grab a fork and mix it all together. Do a taste test. And if it tastes good, then you're good enough to go with that. Otherwise you can adjust by adding more salt, add more lime if you need more zest or tang, add more adobo if you want a little bit more adobo flavor. If it's too tangy or too salty, you can tone it down by adding more oil, but obviously oil is going to add more calories. But that's how you make delicious pico de gallo right here at home and whip it up with some tacos. So I'm going to do that taste test. Yep, right on as always. Thanks a lot, guys. Hey, so now we're just going to make the chicken for the chicken tacos that we're going to have tonight. I wanted to show you how to make pretty much a frozen chicken breast. They've defrosted just a little bit, but what we're going to do is we're going to cook them absolutely frozen, and I'll show you a technique on how to do that. So come on over here, and I put about a tablespoon of olive oil in the pan, and this is actually just going to hiss and sizzle and spit. You don't really need a lot of oil, it's just enough to kind of keep it from sticking to the pan. And so what we're going to do is we're going to stick these frozen chicken breasts right here in the center of the pan. Don't burn yourself like I just did. And grab you a lid. And so with the lid on, what we're doing is we're creating almost a convection cook. And so the heat from the bottom is coming up to the lid, and then it's going right back down to the bottom. And obviously the best benefit is it keeps the chicken from spitting all over your countertop. See, it's hissing away right now. The water's hitting the oil. And so I've got it on a high flame, and we want to leave it high, really high, because really what we want to do is we want to get a nice dark sear on the chicken. And in about another 2 minutes, we're going to flip it over. The chicken's still going to be frozen inside, but what we're going to do at that point is just turn it down really low and leave it covered so that the heat continues to cook it. And so it'll stay nice and moist when you do it this way. So you notice that we didn't season the chicken, we just put it in absolutely frozen. And the reason for that is what we're going to do is we're going to wait till after it's cooked, and we're going to cut it and slice it so that we can put them on the tacos. And then right before we go ahead and serve that, what we do is we'll just take this sauce that we made with the Adobo Fusion Original, and then we use some soy sauce, and then we use some white wine vinegar, and we use some water. And we used equal parts. So for this particular blend here, because I have 2 chicken breasts in here, I used a tablespoon of each. So again, that's a tablespoon of Adobo Fusion Original, a tablespoon of soy, and we got a tablespoon of white wine vinegar and a tablespoon of water, and you do that per each chicken breast. So I doubled it up because I have 2 chicken breasts. Okay, it's been about actually 3 minutes now, and I'm just going to take these breasts and I'm going to use the tongs and just get up underneath it and use this one as well. And we're going to flip it over, and so we got a little bit of color on it. And we got a lot of color on that one. And we're just going to cover that lid and let it go for another couple of minutes. Okay guys, so the chicken now has been here for about 2 or 3 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and cut and slice the chicken. Now it's going to be raw, so don't be alarmed when you see that. It's actually on purpose. And the reason for that is we're just going to stick it right back in the pan real quick to finish the cook, and it'll cook really quick because it's very small. And we're going to throw this marinade in on the top of it, mix it all up, and we're going to put it in the serving bowl. Alright, so now come and join me back over at the stove and I'll show you how to finish it up. So now we've got our flame down to medium heat, and at this point I'm not going to put any of the marinade in because I want to visually make sure that the chicken is cooked. So we're just sitting here watching all of that. If need be, we may throw just a touch of olive oil in the pan. And so that's getting a good cook. That's getting cooked. That needs to come off. Okay, so we got the chicken nice and moist now. We got it basically just cooked. So now at this point, all we're going to do is throw in the marinade, hit it real quick, mix it around, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to throw it into the bowl for serving. And now you've got Adobo Chicken Tacos for dinner. Packed with flavor. Got the pico de gallo, the sour cream. I tried to make guacamole, but my wife just likes the slices of guacamole, so we're going to have that tonight. Okay, so we got a pretty decent coating on all of the pieces, and turn the heat off. Keep a little of that juice in there. And the other reason for deglazing the pan, it makes cleanup so much easier because you don't have pounds and pounds of food stuck on the bottom of the pan. And that's probably another good tip for you guys. Put some water in the pan. If you do get a lot of food stuck, the water is the best cleaner, better than any cleanser, and it's free. Put the water in the pan, stick it on high, leave it there for a few minutes, come back, turn it off, grab a rag, use a wooden spoon or some kind of spoon like this, and then just push your rag around the edge and it comes out like magic. If you like this video, be sure to follow us on YouTube by subscribing to our channel, or follow us on Twitter, and you can also check us out on Facebook.